When we're talking about breakouts, it's usually usage increase, minutes increase, or both. Today, we're talking fantasy basketball breakouts. I'm Alex Barutha here with Kirien Sprecher.
Can't start a breakout video with anybody other than Reed Sheppard following the Fred VanVleet torn ACL news. Reed Sheppard was the number 3 overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, and he didn't really make an impact at the NBA level as a rookie. He spent some time in the G League. He looked really good in the G League. He also looked really good in the 2025 Las Vegas Summer League. He only played a couple games before getting shut down. He leads the breakout list now. Is Fred VanVleet tore his ACL during an off-season workout and will likely miss the entire season. I'm taking Reed Sheppard inside the top 100 wherever I can.
It's Chet Holmgren for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Already one of the best rim protectors in the NBA, we know about that. Has not consistently played 30 minutes a game because of some injuries. He can step up to 32, 33 minutes a game. Some of it depends on, is OKC going to blow teams out again? Certainly possible. But I think he has room to grow as a creator and a playmaker, someone who can do a little more than pick and roll dunks, who can do some more than catch and shoot threes. And I think it'd be good for the development of the Thunder as a team going forward to make sure Holmgren develops his offense, right? We know he's so good defensively. So I think if he can just get more minutes, gets a few more usage opportunities, that this could be a big third season for Holmgren.
Buzelis. Overall, his rookie season wasn't great, but he took off in the second half and moved into the starting lineup and was just phenomenal. What intrigues me the most about Buzelis was just how efficient he was as a rookie. He struggled early in the season, and then halfway through the season, all of a sudden, he figured out how to become this super efficient offensive player. He shot nearly 50% from the field, and almost half of his attempts were from 3. So he was dunking, he was hitting open threes, just a really strong, efficient performance from such a young player who's still trying to figure out what his role is at the NBA.
Before we get to my next guy, just a reminder, if you're watching this video, RotoWire.com/subscribe. Use the code YouTube15 to get 15% off any subscription at RotoWire.com. We have tons of articles. We're coming out with all these videos, but the really tools that we have, custom rankings for your league, total difference maker. We have a My Leagues tool, so if you're someone who's in 10, 15, however many fantasy leagues, you can upload all of those onto RotoWire and then see who's available on my waiver wire, who am I rostering across all my leagues. I use it. Seriously, it's one of the best tools you can have if you manage multiple fantasy leagues. Again, YouTube 15 for 15% off any subscription. Josh Giddey. And you might be able to say he broke out a little last season. I mean, this will be the first year that from start to finish, he is in theory his team's go-to number 1 playmaker. Now, Kobe White still may lead the team in scoring, but Giddey is going to drive the offense. They signed him to do a big extension. In theory, he's their best asset. They have all the reason in the world to feature Giddey. He's one of the best passers in the NBA already. Triple-double threat every single night. Can average 7, 8, 9 boards. Has improved as a shooter every single season. You don't think of him as a defender. He's not a great defender. But last season, per 36, he averaged 1.4 steals and 0.8 blocks. And he had that same block rate the year before.
Bennedict Mathurin. Tyrese Halliburton tore his ACL in that Game 7 against OKC. Turner, Halliburton gone. Who's going to step up? I think Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, TJ McConnell. I think we all know what those players are. They're very, very good players, but I don't think there's really another level for them to get, or maybe not 2 levels for them to get. I think Mathurin can break through the ceiling this season. I think he has the highest upside of anybody on this roster. He's always had an alpha mindset, right? I feel like anytime you watch him on the court, he thinks he's the best guy on the court, kind of like Anthony Edwards thought he was the best player on Team USA.
I'm going to go with someone on the Portland Trailblazers, and that is Donovan Clingan. Already, Donovan Clingan, one of the best shot blocker, rebound combinations we have, just on pure, per possession, per minute, however you want to measure. The main thing for Clingan, obviously he's going to start, so he's going to get relatively high minutes. He needs to improve his conditioning, which is easier said than done when you're 7 foot, 300 pounds. But he needs to improve his conditioning, and he needs to stop fouling, because the fouling was a problem, and it was a huge reason. He'd get 4 fouls in the first half, and, they'd have to pull him. But I'm also interested to see what he can do, maybe a little more on offense. Not expecting, him to turn into Hakeem Olajuwon or something, but, can he get a couple more post-ups? Can he be more efficient when he grabs the offensive rebound? And I think he's a better passer than he showed last year. Maybe he could do some stuff from the top of the key, maybe some like Sabonis actions, a dribble handoff, stuff like that. If he can get close to 30 minutes a game, this is someone who I would not be shocked if he was a top, 60 player in fantasy basketball next year. I will go to Ausar Thompson, the Detroit Pistons, one of the players who is, I think he's top 3 or top 5 in most improved player candidates. But he didn't start the year healthy because of a blood clot issue last year. Basically worked his way into shape and was great to end the year, but did not consistently see 30 minutes a game. I think that has to change this year. I think Thompson has to play 30 minutes a game. You have to see what you have in him. You have to see if he works with Cade Cunningham. You have to see if he works with Ivy and Duren. Like, you have to figure out if this young core works. And look, he's not the ball handler playmaker that Amen is, but can he do a little bit more in terms of, ball handling and playmaking? Can he shoot a little bit better from 3? Can he continue cutting and grabbing offensive boards? Like, there does have to be some sort of figuring out who he is as an offensive player. It may be easier said than done, but I think even if you just give him more minutes and he makes 0 improvement on offense, you're getting an insane amount of steals and blocks. I'm in on Ausar Thompson this year. Would not be, in some expert mock drafts, he's gone in the 60s. His ADP doesn't reflect that, but I think by draft day, October, he will be up there.
I got one more here, Kon Knueppel. I think Kon was one of the most NBA-ready players in this draft class outside of Cooper Flagg. I think he's going to be an immediate contributor. I think the Hornets are going to want to start Brandon Miller and Knueppel on the wings and let LaMelo Ball have all of the room in the world to play make. Knueppel should get a lot of easy looks from LaMelo Ball. I think Knueppel is way more than just a sharpshooter. I think he does have, he can be that connector. I think Knueppel will move the ball to open guys. He'll hit open looks. He'll be the perfect fit alongside LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think he has a clear path to a leading role. And given Charlotte's, superstars injury history, even if Knueppel is just an average player while those guys are healthy, if LaMelo misses any time, if Brandon Miller misses any time, all of a sudden you're looking at Knueppel as a number 2, maybe even a number 1 option on a team. And I think that's worth taking a flyer on a rookie that has, 1 injury away from that type of role.